questions to the Commissioner of Police?
This will be the beginning of better things, a robust relationship and partnership with the Niger Delta Development Commission. Having said that, I want to inform you that we are in the state as part of our
Abia State Police Command, our own CP, Adamu Ibrahim, our able and very competent ACPs, DCP, okay, the ACP. The lady from DC, PPRO, the youth officer in charge of the Abia State office of the NDDC, national president, Niger Delta Youth Movement, my aides, the assistant, president of Niger Delta Youth for Practical Development, Ambassador Prince, the leader of Niger Delta students, senior special assistant to the governor of Abia State on student matters, my very good friend, Nasna Bale, members of media family. Good afternoon. Our CP sir, my name Barrister George Turner. By the grace of God, I take charge of the business, taking care of matters relating Niger Delta youth. As you know, the NDDC is the closest agency of the federal government to the people in the Niger Delta region, established mainly to coordinate development efforts in the region and also to cater for the very challenging youth empowerment issues in the Niger Delta region. The Niger Delta Development Commission management team is currently constituted under the able leadership of dear MD Sir Barrister Basi Darabia. Is committed to redefining the fortunes of Niger Delta youth. And so, on assumption of office, the MDCO came up with a 3-point agenda on youth development, anchored on wealth creation, employment generation, and capacity building. All this time, the NDDC have had cause to launch several youth empowerment initiatives. But it is our belief that things must now be done differently to achieve a more practical result. And so I got the directive of my boss to go around the states of the Niger Delta region and hold town hall meetings with youth leaders to exchange ideas and at the end of the day set agenda for the 4th governing board of the NDDC. Abia. About 3 p.m. the town hall meeting will hold somewhere in Obey. Simply, sir, if we understand where we're coming from as a region, we will appreciate the effort of security outfits to the region. Today we enjoy a peaceful Niger Delta region. It didn't come, by mere, what I would want to say, cake eating. As sweet as cake eating will look or appear to be. We do know that the peace we enjoy today, commissioners of police serving in Niger Delta State would hardly put in 3 hours of sleep. And so it is important that we come to say thank you, that we understand and we appreciate what you are doing for the region. And then we encourage you to even put in more effort in our collective desire to keep the Niger Delta region peaceful. So it would have been unfair for me to come into Abia State and go straight to the business of holding talks with youth leaders without coming first to present myself before the operational chief security officer of the state to do ABC. And so we are happy, we are glad, we are truly satisfied that in you have a CP who is open and ready to partner with critical stakeholders. If you observe from my introduction, you will see that major stakeholders in the youth business in the region are here seated. The Niger Delta Youth Movement, of course, is the umbrella body for all youth region. The acting president, luckily, is from Abia State. And so, we are here to open up a new chapter of partnership that will strengthen your assignment and assist in helping you achieve all-round success in your mandate to keep Abia State and indeed the Niger Delta region safe and peaceful. Let me say for the record that a few years back, possibly I would not have been bold to say I'm coming to Abia State, because you hardly go through the newspapers without finding a page to read on Mr. A or Mr. B being kidnapped in Abia State. But CB, today the case is different. And we must return credit to those who have invested their time and energy, putting their life on the line, that the good people of Abia State and indeed Niger Delta region will sleep and sleep with both eyes closed. So let me assure you, on behalf of the youths of this great region, and of course my boss, the MD of NDDC, that we will remain critical partner with the force and continue to play our role in assisting you deliver on your mandate. CP, I'm sure you can testify that the Commission have lived up to its responsibility in partnering with the police. Sometimes we have had cause to assist in provision of operational vehicles. In some states, we have embarked upon social enhancement projects, police barracks, as it were, across the region. So the MD, the person of Barrister Basi Damabia, is even committed more than ever before to continue to take welfare of officers and men of the Nigerian police force within the Niger Delta region very seriously. And he has asked me to convey his desire and willingness to continue to strengthen the partnership that currently exists between these two very important agencies of federal government in Niger Delta. So thank you for opening your doors. Feel free, simply, sir, to reach us whenever, wherever you feel that we have little contribution in assisting the assignment. I assure you that we will always live the responsibility of helping the police, because security is everybody's business. We are taking pains to go around because we have seen that gradually some kind of negative vices are beginning to return. Kidnapping, oil theft, bunkering, armed robbery, and all whatnot. So we consider ourselves as people with great responsibility to ensure that the Niger Delta region does not return to the negative past. And so we are committed to building partnership across in our effort to keep the Niger Delta that is safe and secured for everybody to live in. If we do not have peace here, even the transformation agenda of Mr. President will elude us as a people. And so we owe a responsibility to mobilize our people, to rally around our youth and charge them up to rise to the responsibility of defending and protecting the peace we enjoy today. So our town hall meeting will be focused mainly on mobilizing the consciousness of our youth as agents of change and agents of peace. We'll talk to the youth leaders and we'll give them mandate to go back to their respective localities and continue the conversation. So I'd like to thank you for finding time to receive us today in your office. It is a partnership that I've just started, and as I have said, we assure you of our full cooperation. Thank you, Mr. CBC.
Good afternoon all. It gives me great delight and pleasure to see the high-powered delegation. In fact, I was thinking delegation is the NDDC delegation resident in Abia here. But the way you entered, I could immediately see that it's more than Abia State. This one definitely is a national team. And I feel highly honored. And I remain grateful to all of you. And I welcome all of you. It's a pleasure to see the commitment of NDDC in ensuring peace and development in the region. For the organization to organize and ensure and embark on this type of mission, in fact, we have to thank all of you. I remain grateful to all of you. Because your mission is not just maybe going around, but you even want to come together, interact, partner, listen, and then come up with suggestions for the betterment of the region in particular and the betterment of the country in general. So we must thank you for this great mission and vision. And I wish to welcome all of you to the command. And I wish to also pledge to the organization that our commitment and determination to partner with you is 100% guaranteed. We are definitely together with you, and we'll remain with you, and we'll continue to be with you. Because with this Loudon project and the mission you have, you are saying our work is now being eased. Because the moment you begin to listen to the youth, listen to their problems, chart the way forward, create wealth, provide employment, you see, you are almost solving the major problems that are responsible for criminal activities in the region. So when you are able to continue and keep on ensuring the agenda, the 3-point agenda, I'm sure crime will definitely continue to reduce in this region. It's not likely that there can be zero crime rate, but definitely it will be reduced to the barest minimum. And we are working towards ensuring total peace in the region. I think there is nothing better than coming down the earth to meet with the people that matter. That's the youth who have some grudges of unemployment, the youth who are the leaders of this country in the future, the youth that are the strength and backbone of this country. Once we are able to identify, partner and identify the problems, with a view to solving their problems, I'm sure we are planning for the betterment of this country in general, and I appreciate you for that. On the part of the police, we don't have much to say other than to continue to thank the NDDC. NDDC has always given us assurance and are always determined to come to the rescue of security agencies, not necessarily just the police, all security agencies. For the fact that we synergize together with the other agencies, we can assess the responses of other security sister agencies, what I've been saying about the NDDC. That's why I'm making that pledge on a general note on behalf of other security agencies. We have always appreciated your gestures, we have always appreciated your commitments, and we have always appreciated the assistance you render to security agencies in the region. You know, and we know, NDDC helps security agencies in this region. So many vehicles, in fact, unique vehicles are always donated to the security agencies in the region. I think it is only the region where we have commissioners of police riding latest models of private jeeps in the country. And it is only in this region we have priority jeeps donated so that should there be any need to pursue any fast-running vehicle, the capacity of our vehicles can definitely supersede the ones that can be brought by any criminal in this region. So we remain grateful for your laudable assistance being rendered to our region. That's why, if you observe, in Abia particularly, it's only the Commissioner of Police that is riding the private jeeps donated to the command. All other private jeeps are donated to the various divisions so that they could be utilized for the pursuit and fighting crime on the field. I'm happy we are aware of some of the problems we encounter. You know, when you talk about social assistance like accommodation, like barracks, we are aware that you have the plans to come to the rescue of security agencies on the general north in this region. And definitely, I'm sure Abia will be part of it. We indeed have acute shortage of accommodation for our officers and men in various places. Not only accommodation for officers, the residential accommodation, but even the office accommodation. When I went around the command, I discovered that some of the police stations are on rented quarters. And in fact, I didn't want to overburden the NDDC. Otherwise, I had wanted to request very few to be refurbished so that we can have befitting accommodation for some of our police stations. The NDDC has always promised to assist us. The NDDC chairman, who is from Abia State, had always given us assurance that any time we have any need, we should feel free to bring it up so that we come to our rescue. But we felt the way you've been assisting us, it will be asking too much. That's why sometimes we slow down, because we do greatly to assist the security agencies in Abia particularly. That's why we sometimes feel asking for more will be asking too much. But I know gradually, as we are solving the problems systematically, our problems will be a thing of the past. The security being experienced in Abia State, I'm sure, is part of their creation too and the contribution to security. Otherwise, in those days when you mention of Abia, everybody will be thinking of kidnapping. Once you talk of Abia, it was almost synonymous with kidnapping. But today, with the assistance being rendered by NDDC, the assistance rendered by the state executive or the executive governor of Abia State, and the commitment of the security agencies in the state, the story is different. People can now sleep with their two eyes closed. Once in a while, there can be pockets of some of those reports, but in most cases, we prevent. There are so many instances when we foil efforts. It's only because by our nature, we don't want to be making too much noise so that the criminals will be aware we are pursuing them. We rather prefer to ensure that there is total peace in the state. When the people see the peace, how it is attained or achieved is not what matters, but we want to ensure that there is peace. And with the assistance being received from the NDDC and the state executive governor of Abia State, I assure you, we continue to work hard and make sure that Abia is more peaceful than it is daily. The town hall meeting, I think, is one of the best I can think of being organized by NDDC, because it is not all organizations that can organize town hall meeting. So many will be afraid because there will be challenges, but because of their openness, we wouldn't mind, you agreed to hold town hall meeting with all the youth. Let them see what you have done and what are not clear. When they ask, I'm sure you will explain. And what you have for them too will also be disseminated so that they will have assurance which will enable them to be better persons and better members of the society. I commend your effort and will remain most grateful to all that we've been doing to the region. I'm most impressed when I look at the composition. I could see there are people of different calibers, even students. President of student union government, you know they used to be tolerant. So when you carry them along too, and you express what you have, and they tell you what they want, I'm sure by addressing their needs, they will definitely know that there is hope for them. That's why there is a need to be holding this type of meetings so that the youth will see the need to transform this country for the betterment of all of us. I assure you, we will give you all the necessary cooperation and we will partner with all of you to ensure that there is peace so that the transformation agenda succeeds, where everybody will come to enjoy the country and be proud of our country. I welcome you and I thank all of you. You are welcome.
Thank you so much. And the synergy between NDDC and the police continue. And the idea of the town hall meeting is a welcome one, whereby you let the youths of the state be abreast of what NDDC has in store for them. So you rub minds with them. All these things will assuage, all their, maybe not this time around, not restiveness, but at least give them hope that there are a lot of goodies for them as soon as they continue to maintain the peace in the state.
My principals have spoken. But for the meeting at where is the meeting? Waiting reach table 1, waiting table 2 for here. We are interested. Thank you very much.
What is the carry last?
General Jonathan Youth Vanguard, Mr. Abis Orubebe is here with us.
Great Abia Youth.
Tom Bragala.
Great Abia Youth. Great Abia Youth. Igbo Kwenu.
In presence of Mr. Chukwu Emeka, Imo State and Rivers State in the SA Youth Office. You're welcome.
Niger Delta Youth.
Yes. May I also introduce the esteemed presence of in this historic gathering. We will go. Welcoming us in this gathering is, may I call on
to welcome all of you to this great gathering that is happening in no other place but obey the heartbeat of Okwa. I want to welcome you all on behalf of the staff and management of NDDC in Abia State. My director, Mr. Aleti Hussein, is unavoidably absent. And it has fallen on my shoulders to welcome you to Abia State. This is a gathering of the youth, and you can agree with me the youth are a vital component of society. Nothing happens without the youth. And you all know that NDDC does not play or joke with the youth. That is why we have a personality like my brother sitting here, Barrister George Donner, as the special advisor to MD, Managing Director of NDDC. He has a team that has accompanied him to this place. We are blessed, we are lucky that they are here with us. I want to tell you that for the past 2 days, these people have been traveling from Cross River State to Akwa Ibom, and today they are here in Abia. Since morning, we have been in Omaya meeting the Commissioner of Police, the Director, SSS, and every other personality in Omaya. We didn't want to keep you waiting. When we looked at the time, we said, no, it's time to go to Okwa. We had to cut short our itinerary in Omaya just to be here. We are very sorry. I want to say we are sorry once again that we have kept you waiting since morning. I know you have forgiven us. Not to worry, by the time we thank you, that's my own little way of welcoming you. I say thank you and God bless. You may come.
Special assistant to Governor Bayelsa State, Student Affairs, President and leadership of Akwa Youth, leadership of Abia Youth Council, and all other youth movements, story building of Pa Harold Dapa Pie, housing the headquarters of the Niger Delta Development Commission. The man with the vision revolutionizing the Niger Delta, the mandate bearer, Managing Director, CEO of the new NDDC, Sir Barrister Basi Abia, KJW. Welcome all of us to this very important and unique gathering. As you are aware, we flagged off this event in Cross River State the day before yesterday. Yesterday we were in Akwa Ibom, and today is the third day, and we are happy that we are with you in Abia State. As our leader have mentioned earlier, we arrived in the morning in Omaya, and the reception accorded members of my team and I by our Deputy Director has been very, very exceptional. And I think that that is the spirit and the way to go. On arrival here, I noticed that the hall was already filled to capacity. And then again, I'm told that the youth leaders here seated have been here since morning. So let me join our Deputy Director and the National President of NDYM in apologizing to you all for failing in communicating the proper time, which of course occasioned your early arrival, and then have to wait this long. On assumption of office, my boss, the managing director of NDDC, wasted no time in coming up with a clear roadmap for youth development and empowerment. One of the earliest activity of the MD was the putting together and unveiling of the Abia 3-point agenda on youth development and empowerment, which of course anchors on capacity building as Agenda 1, employment generation as Agenda 2, and wealth creation as Agenda number 3. These 3 items put together constitute the guiding principle upon which my boss, the MD of NDDC, is now set to deliver dividends of democracy to Niger Delta youth. To demonstrate our commitment, we quickly put together a youth conference that brought youth leaders from across the region to Port Harcourt to discuss the 3-point agenda of Sir Barrister Basi Danabia. And that event gave us an opportunity to critically examine the areas of need and areas that require quick intervention. We are glad to announce that as a result of that outing, a few quick impact programs and projects aimed at empowering Niger Delta youth will take off in earnest. You are aware already that the water hyacinth program of NDDC is a major project for youth empowerment. As we speak, His Excellency, the MD of NDDC, graciously granted approvals to commence implementation of the 2013-2014 water hyacinth project. Let me also announce to you that the Commission, in our effort to boost power supply and also use as some sort of empowerment for our youth, is embarking a massive installation of transformers in all states of the region. I am very sure that the state office, as usual, will of course manage the process of getting our youths involved in the transformer installation jobs. In our 2014 budget that is being put together, the Directorate of Youth is being charged to come up with programs that will empower the Niger Delta youth. And so at the point of inauguration, my boss, the MD of NDDC, left no one in doubt that the 2014 budget of the NDDC is going to be youth, 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 and youth. So, several programs we captured in that budget that will bring about prosperity, that will create wealth and generate jobs for our people. It is important that while the MD is doing all of this, Niger Delta youth must be brought on the table as critical stakeholders to discuss impact of youth empowerment programs or initiatives over the years, collate data, put ideas together, and set agenda for the 4th governing board. Because it is our belief that the business to drive development in the region is that of everybody. And youth are critical stakeholders, must participate in the making of the new Niger Delta region that we all dream of. Therefore, we must begin to conscientize our people. We must begin to sensitize the populace. We must begin to mobilize the critical mass, the Niger Delta, of course, that will champion, together with the new NDDC management, the vision of developing and empowering our region and our people. And so issues like pipeline vandalism, issues like oil theft, issues like kidnapping, issues like armed robbery, and all other forms and kinds of negative vices must be completely and holistically discouraged in the region. Now, that is where we all come in. As youth leaders, it is our duty to sensitize our people. It is our duty to let our people know that peace and stability is critical in the development of the Niger Delta region. And so, having passed this message to us, it is time for us to interact. It is going to be a no-hold-back conversation. Tell us the way you feel about the commission. Tell us the way you feel about our projects. Tell us the true state of NDDC projects around your environment. Where we have done well, tell us we have done well. Where we are doing well, tell us we are doing well. Where we are not doing well, tell us we are not doing well. And where we have failed, tell us we have failed. But we should not just criticize. Where you tell us we have failed, you must also take a step further, providing solutions on how best to go about business. And so, at this time, I'd like to align myself completely with the Deputy Director, who has, of course, welcomed us, to say that the interactive session is now formally declared open. I don't know, there is a pattern we have been using with the kind permission of our Deputy Director. I sit down, please. And then from there we take general interactions randomly. We extended invitation to Niger Delta Youth Movement. Are they here? Yes. We have representative of Niger Delta Youth Movement?
Yes.
All right, thank you. We have the umbrella body is not here. All right.
Federation.
Do we have Akwa Umbrella Youth Group? Are they here?
Yes.
Okay.
We have Akwa West Youth Assembly.
Akwa Youth Assembly.
Akwa West Youth Assembly.
Okay, Akwa West. National Youth Council of Nigeria.
Yes.
Go ahead.
National Youth Council of Nigeria. Abia. Chapter.
Abia.
Yes.
Akwa Besron.
Yes.
5 Boza to the SA, to the NDDC, empty. 5 Boza. 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 All protocols observed. By His grace, I am the chairman, Niger Delta Youth Movement, Abia State. I want to thank God for creating NDDC through federal government. I've said my name, please will hear it. So I want to thank God for creating NDDC through federal government. I want to also thank God for NDDC to scatter their projects all over Abia State. You are welcome, sir. I pray that all these projects is being scattered in all local communities in Abia State. By the grace of God, the present board led by Dan Abia will complete all of them. And I pray that he will put more. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. On the other side of the youth empowerment, I want to say that I have not seen much on the youth empowerment in Abia State. Take for instance, the one that NDDC last 4 years or 5 years ago took us to Sabere for an empowerment. We went there and learned how to fish, how to rear cattle and poultry, and all the rest of it. When we came back, they promised the youth of Abia State that they will empower us. At the end of it, they told us to form a cooperative body, which we did immediately. After that, what NDDC did in order to empower the youth of Abia State was to go and buy generator, buy fishes, because when we pull out those fishes in our pond, the whole fishes died. So, since it is like that, there's no other commitment. Youth empowerment is not there. All right. We are begging as you have come, because you want us to tell you the way out. You have told us that this present board will empower us by giving us water license, transformer, and all the rest of it. Do I know this present board that are up and doing? I pray that they will give it to us. Hallelujah.
Okwa, please.
I stand in the system protocol. I'm very, very much happy to see this program in Akwa West, in Abia State, so that when this program is going on, you please remember us anytime, anything. I'm thanking the President, the Governor and the NDDC members who joined their heads together to bring this program for us. I'm very, very much grateful, so that our case will be carried along in the moment from now. Thank you. God bless you people in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Akwa Progressive Movement. Great values.
Great.
Standing is covered. I want to comment honestly on the quality of roads being built in Niger Delta area. The roads they are building, we don't call it Dubai roads. They don't stand the test of time. And the one they construct around won't be able to hold my bill. That road didn't last up to 2 years. And the road has just collapsed. I wouldn't know. So I want you people to look very much in the type of contractors you award this contract to. That's not spending a whole lot. Maybe spending 200-500 million in a job. After 2 years, the job will not even start the time. So we are saying that anytime you want to do this, make sure you have monitoring team or the project supervise these jobs very, very well. So that if you do a job, and there should be a guarantee that this road will last up to 10-15 years. So if it doesn't last, they will then go after those contractors. Either they will now respond, or they will be imprisoned, maybe take them to court and imprison them. So that we'll be sure of whatever thing, all the own efforts of Mr. President will now be what? Commended. Then secondly, too, about all these contracts you are going to give, always bear the use in mind. We are talking about transformer installation, the water please, when you are awarded the contract, remember to carry all the use along. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
Protocol for want of time. Please, all protocols duly observed. I wish to commend the NDDC of her painstaking concern to make sure that living standard of the people of Niger Delta is improved. This they've done through their numerous provisions of infrastructure, extension of her educational scholarship programs, and scheme of the Niger Deltans, artisanship program, and above all, the federal government amnesty program, which has gone a long way to rehabilitate the people of the Niger Delta. Furthermore, I commend the current board, the new board of NDDC, for their promises to fully incorporate the use of Niger Delta on all she's doing to give us a more meaningful living. We thank our current commissioner and other members of that board for calling this all-important stakeholders meeting, which we deem as being timely. I also wish to thank the SA, to the NDDC for fulfilling his promises, because when we met last time in Port Harcourt, he made a promise that in a very short while he will go in all the 9 Niger Delta states for a town hall meeting. We thank you, sir. In the area of youth empowerment initiatives, the former board of NDDC have in the past undertook training of youth in artisanship skills ranging from fish farming, poultry, piggery, snaring, carpentry, etc., but ended up not equipping them with the necessary tools and materials to kickstart. Most of those trained cannot, as at today, practice what they've learned, as one easily forgets what he or she has learned due to not being put into practice. This, when interpreted, is a waste of resources and time, which could have been wisely invested in the use of the Niger Delta. We therefore appeal to the current visionary and mission-oriented board to revisit those programs that have been done in the past in order to achieve a more desired goals and results. Please, may I outline the following as some youth empowerment initiatives that will help us in the skill acquisition, and at the end of the day, they've empowered. 2, assistance to further studies abroad, that the number of slots for people to go abroad and study should increase. Youth financial assistance for one to establish his or her own business, an existing business, which may be called SYOB, start your own business. Creation of more job opportunities in the Niger Delta Development Commission for the teeming graduates of Abia State and other Niger Delta states. Award of some minor and mini contracts to the use of the Niger Delta state, especially Abia State. Building of youth complexes for the use of the 9 Niger Delta states. Thank you. I am Comrade Talent of March.
You have done very well. Gradually we are getting there. So, national...
Still stand on existing protocols. I am Comrade President. I will speak on behalf of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Niger Delta Students Union Government, and National Association of Other State Students. Everything that has to do with the academic environment is where I'm representing now. I want to commend the board for taking this giant step. I vividly remember the last time in Port Harcourt at the Presidential Hotel, SA promised strongly to toy around the 9 states of Niger Delta to make sure that there is a grassroots discussions and interactions. And I am most privileged to be here today. I want to commend the board for all that they have been doing the side of youth. And I want to remind the board to actually understand that when you talk about youth, the students section is of the 70%. Because when you go to higher institutions, that is where you see more of youth. And it's very, very important they are being carried along in whatever that is ongoing in the board. And I also want to speak, if you enter in our various higher institutions, you will discover that there are live halls of hostels, relocated hostels, and the school environment are getting bad every day, and nothing is done about it. And I equally want to make the Commission to see it as a challenge that these hostels, we should know that healthy environment is healthy learning. When you don't have a healthy environment, you will not have a healthy learning. Please, the board should take it as a very serious and urgent step to make sure that the students of Niger Delta is being taken care of in that aspect. And secondly, I want to commend the board for the scholarship aspect, and they should increase the quota, because I know that virtually every year only few students benefit from this part. And we have a good number of students that are going into higher institutions on the increase. Please, the board should increase that aspect. I want to conclude by saying, thank you very much for keeping to your words. And the students of Niger Delta will continue to give their support to the board in as much as their promises are being kept. Thank you very much.
My name is